Hello and welcome to Blightfall. This is Snick at the Llama playing a modded Minecraft called Blightfall. It was released by Technic. You can find it in your Technic launcher. It appears it was recently released, although news for the Modpack dates about 4 or 5 months. This is actually very exciting. This adds a bit of difficulty to the game. It's not like your typical vanilla Minecraft. This is very, very different. This, where we are at, is called the Jaded. Uh, this is essentially the base of operations. Um, you will be able to come back to this place throughout the entire game, and it is important to note that inside this room here is a teleporter. So you will find many of these transporter beacons on the world. Uh, we'll get into that in a little bit. But you'll be able to use this and be able to travel from the world to here easily. That you don't have to worry about just yet. It's probably going to be quite a while before you use that one over there. If you talk to Maribel, she will give you an overview on what all these rooms are. Each one of these is a different pod, essentially a different team. Um, it ranges in difficulty from left to right, and typically when I play this one, I start off with Alpha, which is the easiest one. Then you have Beta, Gamma, and so on and so forth. You will be able to meet each team as you play. There is a scout quest line. As long as you follow that, eventually you will get to meet those teams. But you don't have to worry about that just yet. If you want to add a bit more difficulty, go ahead and start out in one of these. Each one has different resources that start out beneath. Each different area actually has different resources. You will find different resources in different areas. You will not find every single resource under every single pod here. You can talk to her. She'll give you an overview of the quest book as well as what to expect in all these. If you come back down this hallway and you go to this room on the left, this is the base of operations. You can see on the walls here the progress that's made with um, being rid of the blight, or the plague, as some people call it. The flashing pink areas is the plague. You can come back here anytime you want. This device here is the scanner controller. If you right click the top of it, it will rescan this, basically resetting all of this you see on the walls here. So you can see your overall progress. And if you right click the front of the device here, is a badge printer. There's a quest line that requires having some badges printed out and submitting them. So it's important to note exactly how to get the badges. I have yet to get any badges in the previous few worlds I've created. This guy here, Captain Shiitake, he gives you an overview on everything inside this room. When you play this mod pack, you can talk to him all you want here. There's just one thing in particular that I wanted to show you. It's important to note that when you're playing this, that the food system works much differently. You will actually have to have a diet, which Maribel tells you about. But I'm going to show you exactly how you can start out with some food. It will give you a nice little added edge. So you can I'll just click on a whole bunch of different buttons there. Now if I talk to him again, the second time you talk to him, you will have this option just here to chat. That's the one you want to click on, and then you say, yeah, totally. And thanks, you're great. Now once you're done, you walk out of the room, go to the end of the hall, look at her for a few seconds, back away, turn around, go back into the room, and there you go. He just gave us a box of food. This is going to be useful. If you look at the lower right corner where our hunger bar is, you'll notice that some hunger bars are outlined in yellow. That is how well fed we are. And us being well fed plays a very important role on our scouting missions. I'll show you in just a second here. We are going to go ahead and start out in Alpha. We're going to walk in here, down the ladder, and there's our teleport beacon. Right click on that, click yes, and here goes. So we start out in a nice glass bubble. Alright, and this is the transporter beacon I was mentioning earlier. If we right click this, now you can see down here, transport to Biodome Alpha is now unlocked. And you can see aboard the Jaded. So if we click on that and we click travel, we'll go back to the Jaded. But we don't need to. So obviously this is set up for multiple people to play on teams. This is a single player world, so don't have to worry about that. Just take those out. I'm going to toss down my cardboard box here, and we can see that it's filled with food. It's important to note whenever you mouse over a food item, it says what the item is, what type of food it is, whether it's a hearty morsel, whether it's a nourishing light meal, or even a meal. And that'll give you an indication of how much hunger it's going to fill and how well fed you're going to be at the end of it. Also note where it says not eaten recently. When you eat these items, it actually tracks how much of each item you've eaten over the past 250 hunger. 250 hunger was what I remember it to be. But every time you eat the item, it'll drop down its usefulness to a point where eventually, if you keep eating one specific type of food, it's not going to do anything for you. You will have to eat something else. So you have to change up your diet. That's a little bit of the difficulty there. And you'll notice on the outside of our dome, we have purple areas. That is the plague, or as some people call it, the blight. There is a fibrous taint on everything, as you can see there. And that is the stuff that if you are standing on for too long, you will get hurt. And if you're not well fed, you will die. Pigs like that, and chickens, and everything that's out there will attack you. They will kill you. They have more health, they have more armor, they are harder to kill, and they do not run in a straight line. They will zigzag. And they move kind of fast. Alright, so in order to get started here, you want to note the quest book. That is essentially your communication back to the Jaded. Each individual on the Jaded has their own quest line here. We'll get to that in a second here. Note on the front page here, reputation. You have your mission outlook, it starts at 0, and then you have Dark One's impression. The Dark One's impression I have not delved into, not yet anyway, so I can't tell you too much about that. But your mission outlook is important with everything that you do. Each quest that you complete raises your mission outlook. If you request items from the Jaded, that'll lower your outlook, and you will be able to see exactly how much affects your mission outlook by mousing over a particular reward, and we'll see that later. Under the right side here, under Party, if you're playing with friends, it's important to do this first, especially if you have multiple people, wandering around your bubble. You want to create a party just because all of your quests at that point will be linked with everyone. Everyone in your party will have the same level of quests. So say you complete a quest, everyone else will see that. Everyone else's mission outlook will be affected by it. The entire group's deaths will count up as a total, so everyone's affecting the mission outlook of the team. It's important that you try to mitigate how many times you die um, individually as well as a group, just because every time somebody dies, the mission outlook goes down about 10 points. Um, I want to say about 4 times maybe in this quest book, you'll be able to get the majority of your points back, but it gets to a point where you won't be able to get your points back and you just keep losing. So you can click here to open a party window, click up here to create a party, give it a name, and then once you create a party, in the same location right here where you see party name, you'll see invite player. And then you can put in a player name and then invite to party, the button right here. And then the person you invited can open up their quest book and be able to see the invite and then join. Now if we go to the quest lines here, number 1, the instructor. This is where you start out. The first thing, you want to click on that, and it shows that you need 1 dirt that you have to deliver back to the Jaded. This is the icon I was telling you about, where you'll be able to see the effect of mission outlook, or how much it's affected. This will give you +1 to mission outlook. Let's go ahead and grab that dirt. You can grab it from anywhere inside here. It doesn't matter. Um, we'll manual submit because we have it in our inventory right there. Manual submit. Dirt 1-1. Now we can claim the reward. Alright, requisitioning items. This one here needs an oak sapling. If you look around here, it doesn't look like it's easy to grab an oak sapling, does it? All you have are a bunch of shrubs. I'll go over that in a second. Let's go ahead and sleep and make it daylight so we can actually see. Okay. Now, I'll talk about the shrubs here. You can break the shrubs, and notice it drops a seed. There is a chance for regular seeds to drop, barley seeds, and cotton seeds. Oh, there we go. There's some cotton. That's going to be useful with making a bow and arrow, maybe even a crossbow. Okay, so we got 3 seeds and 1 cotton seed. Alright, we're going to have to make something to plow this land here. We'll get to that in a minute here. Back to the oak sapling here. If we back out of the instructor, we'll see that number 2 is now unlocked. And we can click on that one, and then on the right hand side, click open. And now the flashing purple quest here, we see we have an unclaimed reward. We can request an oak sapling. And notice on the right, it shows your mission outlook. If you are at near cancellation or under, you will not be able to get this oak sapling. You will be on your own. It does not take away any mission outlook points to request one of these. So we can go ahead, collect it. Now the next step is to go back over to number 1, the instructor, go into the quest, requisitioning items, and manual select, or manual detect. Mission outlook plus 10, and we get 2 stacks of bone meal. Now, it is important to get bone meal because not only do you have to change up your diet, the trees and the plants grow much slower. I cannot stress enough how slow it is. So, you will go through bone meal a lot. You will burn through it. Alright, so the next thing to do is making a crafting table. So we'll just kind of break some of these logs by hand. We'll break one for now. Toss it in here, grab our planks, and then put it in a 2x2 formation, get our crafting table. Now if we back out of here, go into our quest book, now we can claim our mission outlook point. And as noted before, bone meal, very important. There is a cooldown where you can keep getting bone meal. You can claim bone meal, and now it'll reset in 6 hours. So in 6 hours, we'll be able to do it again and get more bone meal. This next quest here requires you to make a wooden pickaxe and a wooden mattock. This is part of the Tinkerer's Construct. If you are not familiar with that mod pack, do not worry. There is a separate quest line here that tells you how to do it. And you start it out by collecting 1 dirt, going back into your quest book, manual submit, and you trade 1 dirt to start a new quest line. And this quest line here will tell you exactly how to do the Tinker's Construct. So we'll start out with this one here, and this tells us to make 4 blank patterns. And that is really simple to make. On another note, make sure that when you're going into your quest book that you read all of this information here. That is very useful information no matter what quest line you're in. There's been many questions that I've had that I had no answers to because I never read that stuff. And then I came back and read it, and it basically answered nearly all of my questions. So it's important to read, as daunting as it may be. Alright, so we need blank patterns here. What I like to do is kind of break some of this stuff here. I like to line up my tables and my furnace along this line here. Don't ask me why. It's just something that I like to do. Break a few more. Alright, there we go. That's enough for now. Yeah, notice Comatite. We'll get into that in a little bit. Alright, so toss our dirt over there. Now we have our crafting table. I'm going to make this crafting table into a crafting station just because it kind of goes with the look of Tinker's Construct tables. Toss a few of those there. And let's get this planted, this oak sapling, so you can sit there and possibly grow up by the time we're done with this. Alright, so back into the quest book, blank pattern. Alright. Now, we're going to need more wood. Let's punch some more. And I like to fill in the holes. Okay, that's enough for now. Um, let's go ahead and make those blank patterns. Blank patterns are really easy to make if you don't know how to do it. All you do is you take a log, toss one in there, and then you get 4 planks. And then you take 2 of those planks, toss them in this formation here to make sticks. And then you take the sticks and put it in. It's a 2x2 formation, so you can even instead of a crafting station or crafting table, you can even go into this crafting grid, the 2x2, and be able to make them. So you toss the stick in one corner, and then toss it into the exact opposite corner, diagonal from it. And then you do the same thing with the planks. Toss it in one corner, and then toss it into a diagonal spot, and you get your blank patterns. Now, you can either do it this way, or you can swap them up, but they have to be mixed like this. So, 2 different ways to make it. So, we'll grab our blank patterns, and go into our quest book, and claim our outlook point. Alright, on to the next part, tools to build the parts. So we need to build a part builder and a pattern chest. Let's see, does it explain how to use it or how to make them? No, it does not. Alright, that's not hard. Alright, in order to make the this one, the part builder, you are going to need a single log. Alright, cool, we have enough logs. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to toss in 1 log, and then take 1 blank pattern and toss it in there above it, just like this. And it could be here, it could be over here, be up here, doesn't matter. Just as long as you have your 1 log and your blank pattern directly above it, and you get your part builder. Now we have to do the same thing, except with a chest, in order to make our pattern chest. So we get our chest, blank pattern, we get our pattern chest. Alright, go back into the quest book, see they're made, claim the reward. Next step is to make parts. Alright, so we need to make a pickaxe head, binding, shovel head, and axe head. Alright, now I like doing this in a certain order. Typically, right here, I'll put a stencil table. Then I will put a pattern chest. Then the part builder. And the reason why I do that is not only is it a nice assembly line where you make a stencil, toss it into the chest, and then from the part builder make parts, and then go into a tool station, which we'll get to in just a moment here, right here. But if you put your part builder next to your pattern chest like this, now you have your pattern chest on the left here. So you don't have to go into here, grab some patterns, and then go into here and toss them in here and go back and forth. You'll have it right here. Alright. No, it's getting dark. Whatever. Alright. Let's see. We need to make... Oh, looks like we need some planks for this. Hold on. Yeah, that'll be enough for now. Alright, so we need a pickaxe head. We are going to need a shovel head, an axe head, and binding. Alright. Now, we need our tool rods. When you're doing Tinker's Construct, it is important to note the material cost of each of these items. A pickaxe head requires 1. Material cost of 1. The tool rod pattern has a material cost of 0.5. What that means is that a tool rod, if you're making it out of wood, all you need is 1 stick. But if you're making a pickaxe head, you need a wooden plank. But if you, say, take a tool rod pattern and grab a wooden plank, instead of using up the whole wooden plank for 1 item, you'll get the item plus a stick. So you get 0.5 in return, so that way you can use it for another one of these items that require 0.5. So we can already see the value in making tools and weapons in this way. We've already used much less materials doing Tinker's Construct versus the regular vanilla Minecraft way. Alright, so now that we have these 4 parts made, we get back out of here, go into the quest book, and all of them are made. So we'll go into the mission outlook, or claim reward, and then we'll get our mission outlook point. Alright, moving on. Oh, look, we can already see that we can claim that again. Alright, oh wait. Tool station. Alright, tool station is made from a crafting table. We're gonna, well, let's go ahead and go to sleep here. Okay. But yeah, you can see we can already claim this again. I guess that's 8 hours Minecraft days, or Minecraft time rather. Excuse me. But we already have 2 stacks plus 7, so don't need any more at the moment. Let's go ahead and make our tool station. Grab some more wood here. Grab our planks. Fill that in. Alright, make our crafting table. There we go. Alright, so crafting table, pattern. There we go. And in case you're wondering about the other table here that I'm missing, the stencil table, I just need to grab some more wood here. Get the planks out of it. And then you'll see here with 1 plank plus a blank pattern above it, you get a stencil table. And toss it on here. The important thing about the stencil table is that you can make a whole bunch of other stuff like these items here. Unfortunately, it doesn't exactly tell you exactly what they are. You can't even mouse over it and have it tell you. You just kind of have to match up what you see over here for what you need. Like this right here, you can match that up with the stencil over here, this one here. And then take those patterns and then toss them into the chest here and you'll be fine. Now that we've made the tool station here, we'll claim our reward and go into the final step, which is to make the wooden pickaxe and wooden mattock. In order to do that, it's real simple. Go into the tool station that we just placed down and pickaxe. Toss in the corresponding items that match the patterns in the box. Tool rod. And name it appropriately. Now we can make our mattock. There we go. And I am going to remove the name from that. Alright, now we have our beginning tools. Go into our quest book, and now, instead of just getting mission outlook points, we'll also get a tools and modifiers book. This book will tell you all about modifying your tools and weapons. That is a whole Tinker's Construct thing. There's different items, say diamonds, redstone, lapis lazuli. Each one has an effect on weapons and tools. They will modify, and you can even raise durability, um, or even add auto repair to these tools. So that way you never have to come back up here and repair your tool ever again. And if you need additional help, this book right here will help you greatly. Every time I start a new world, I do this. Just because you only lose one mission outlook point, and this book is a very good resource to find the ores you're looking for. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We'll open up the Mining and Resource Collection book, and we can already see here that stone, gravel, this is the entire world that we're in. Green all over indicates that you could find this anywhere. Then you'll get into areas like this where you'll only find netherrack here, you'll only find endstone here, um, and then other stuff like copper is you can see how rare it is and where you can locate it at. So yeah, very good resource. So we'll toss that in there. Tools and modifiers, you can kind of poke around in it and see what it has to offer. Even tells you what the modifiers do. Okay, so now that we have our mattock, we can use this tool to plow the land and get our seeds planted. I am going to toss cotton. I think I am going to toss cotton up here. Alright, let's see. Let's grow some of this out here. Ah, you see what I just did there? Continue to right click there and got some wheat. You don't have to left click on this stuff anymore. All you have to do is just right click and you'll get your wheat. And it'll keep it planted. In order to get more seeds, like say we want to fill these 5 spots here, there's 2 different ways you can do that. The first way is to just take 5 wheat and put it into a crafting grid and get seeds out of it. So now we can plant them. The other way is to grab your mattock. This is very taxing on the durability of your mattock. If you notice in the upper left corner where it says 18 in red, if I right click on the grass, drops it down to 10. So that's one thing to watch out for. I did get barley seeds out of it, so that's good. Now, let's plant that. Yeah, even farming took out 7 points, which we can see here. Under repair tool or repair material wood, we have durability 0 out of 60. So in order to continue using it, we are going to have to repair it, and all we have to do is just take a single stick. That should be good enough. Notice the green bar at the bottom there. It's almost full enough for what we need. And then we can continue doing what we were doing, collecting seeds from the grass or plowing the land here. Alright, so now we'll notice Let's see. This quest here requires 1 bread. You got to send in 1 bread. One thing to note is that they do not want primitive bread. There is a difference between this bread and primitive bread. Primitive bread is made the normal Minecraft way. It's not efficient, and it doesn't fill up your hunger as well. Now I could show you that in a second here. If we go over to this crafting station, toss it in there, mouse over it, and there we go. There's primitive bread. It's a hearty light meal. So it's kind of rough. Try grinding it into flour, then baking it instead. So instead of getting 1 bread per 3 wheat, you can get 3 bread from 3 wheat. Now I'll show you how to do that here. We'll collect some. If I grab the right tool, we are going to need 8 of this stone to make the furnace. And then we're going to have to grab 3 stone on top of that. And then we're going to have to smelt it and turn it back into dacite. Notice how it takes a little longer for this stuff to mine now. Alright, so we have our 8 plus 3 extra. We could go ahead and make a furnace. Alright, toss our furnace down right next to the crafting station. And now we're going to need some fuel. Planks, okay, cool. Toss in a couple. Now, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to collect another bit of wood here so I can make a chest to store stuff in. Alright, now, if you set up your tables the same way I did, you can do this. Next to your crafting station, this block right here, you can place your chest. Now, doing this will allow you to pull items out of your chest and put items in your chest, not by going in your chest, but going into your crafting station. You'll have your chest items right here on the left-hand side, just as if you were to put a pattern chest to the left of a part builder. Very cool. Alright, now our dacite is completed. We just need sticks. Looks like we're going to need more wood. Continue chopping down the silverwood tree here. Alright, let's get our planks from that, get some sticks. Alright, grab the dacite, toss it into a V shape, grab 1 stick, and now you have your mortar and pestle. So if you take your mortar and pestle, toss it into any crafting grid, grab your wheat or barley, toss it in there, doesn't matter where. You can even toss it like that. It doesn't matter. You'll still be able to get your flour. Alright, we'll toss that in there. And now, we'll go back over to the furnace, toss our flour into here, planks, and now we're going to get 1 bread per 1 flour. A nice 1-to-1 ratio. Alright, so it's a hearty light meal, not eaten recently. I'm going to go into the quest book, and I am going to submit this and send it to them. Get our 5 points. Alright, so the next part in the tool making is teching up, and for that we need a flint pickaxe head. And where else do you get flint? That's right, gravel. We'll get to that as soon as I wake up from this lovely sleep. Alright, there we go. It is daylight once more. Maybe I should make a shovel. What do you think? Let's go ahead and grab some stone, make it out of stone. Just grab a couple of these. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go into the part builder, toss in the stone here. Gonna need a shovel pattern, grab that. And then I want to make the tool rod out of stone. So I'm gonna get a stone tool rod plus stone shard. So the stone shard I could use later for making another tool rod or binding pattern or something. Whatever I really wanted to do. Alright, tool station. Click on the shovel button there. Toss in the shovel head, tool rod, stone shovel. Alright, let's get that gravel. And we can see in the lower left corner it just said your discovery of a hard non-metal material has unlocked more info in your materials books. So if we go to our books, we'll notice that some sections have been unlocked and we have more information there. Alright, so that's a couple flint. That's really all we need. But I'm still going to collect that. Okay, cool. Yay. Alright, so come over here, part builder. We're going to toss in both flint, because I'm going to make a pickaxe entirely out of flint, I believe. Base durability, 121. Yeah, okay. Need to make a pickaxe head. And now, we need our tool rod. And we're going to take our flint shard, move it over to the left, to this spot here. And then we're going to take our tool rod pattern, move it, and then take our binding, move it there, and there we go. Now we have all three parts needed to make the pickaxe. Now before you start putting it into a pickaxe, you want to go back to your quest book and make sure that you got credit for the flint pickaxe head. Claim your reward. Alright, so now we can go into the tool station, click on the button for the pickaxe, put in the binding, tool rod, and the pickaxe head, and now we have our flint pickaxe. Alright, so with having, I want to say about 8 different mining levels, it's a little more difficult to mine this stuff. And stone and salt ore, or even gravel, we'll just say effective tool. But if you look at something like this, dacite coal ore, you now have a harvest level. Your base tools are a soft non-metal, then your flint pickaxe is a hard non-metal. Even with your flint pickaxe, you will notice that you will not be able to get iron just yet. You have to find a soft metal in order to get iron. And there are a couple things that can be used to make that soft metal. One is a very rare ore called copper, or you can use promethium, which is found in the alpha area typically. It's not rare in this area here. So if you keep digging down somewhere around here, you'll be able to find it eventually. And then just make a tool out of that. With promethium ingots, you can make tools and weapons the normal way you would in vanilla Minecraft. So you just go into your crafting station here, crafting table, and then toss in your 3 promethium ingots up top here and 2 sticks here, and then you'll get your pickaxe. But for everything else, like iron, gold, and all that, you have to use the Tinkering Construct way. That one is a bit more complex, and we are not ready for that yet. It's going to take a little while. So now that we have our coal, we'll just toss it in there for now with our dirt, some more gravel, so that way if we need to, we can come back later and lay out our gravel, get more flint. We can see that the tree has grown here. This still has a while to go yet. All right, and I think that's all the time that we have today. Watch for my next video. In the next video, I will discuss the scouting missions going out there and exactly what that is. We'll actually venture forth out into the plague. So look for my next video, and thanks for watching.